Hello and welcome to Shifting Gears. What I have with me today is the most important product launch of the year 2024. This is the all-new Mahindra Thar Roxx, a 5-door SUV which is based on the 3-door Thar. Now in this video, I am going to speak about the interior cabin of this 5-door, 5-seater Mahindra Thar Roxx. We have separate videos where we first speak about the exterior design. Then this video is for the interior cabin review. We have two separate review videos. One where we speak about the off-road performance, one where we speak about the on-road performance of this vehicle. And then I also have one more detailed video where I sit in the back seat of this vehicle and I am being driven around so that I can tell you if at all this is a successful product, a successful attempt, because that second row comfort was the primary objective that Mahindra wanted to achieve with this 5-door Mahindra Thar Roxx. So now is a good time to subscribe to the Shifting Gears channel and press that bell icon so that you are notified every time we upload a video for you. So if you were waiting for the Mahindra Thar Roxx, this video is going to be very important for you because here we will explain if at all this car is more convenient as a family vehicle. Firstly, because you have this door for the second row of seats. First, let us speak about the front cabin, ingress and egress. This is how wide the front door opens. Then you will notice you have a really sturdy side step to offer you assistance when you want to get in and out of this vehicle. Also for assistance, you have this grab handle. So if you are short in height, you can make use of this handle and this side step to get in and out. And also if you went out off-roading and if you have parked it in a more stylish articulated fashion, this Thar Roxx, then getting in and out because of these features, it will be an easy task. Now for my height of 5 feet 8 inches, check this out. I can very easily get in and out of this vehicle. It is a climb, of course, because this is a body on ladder construction, but nevertheless it is ergonomic enough, and if you want to click some photos, this side step is going to come in handy. Now when I want to get out, it is not too tall, it is not too high that you have to jump out of the vehicle. Check this out one more time. I can very easily come close and get inside in this Thar Roxx and no problem at all. Now say for example, if you have elderly in your family who are enthusiastic, say for example they want to take this vehicle out for a weekend drive. Now your elderly family members, they can come up close to this vehicle and rest themselves on this seat, and this seat has this fiber panel where they can get some assistance. If not this, they also have this grab handle which they can grab onto and then get inside. So all of these things are going to help them to get in and out of this Thar Roxx. So it is not too difficult, and also while getting out, they have this really sturdy side step. They can use this door panel, door frame. This door trim over here is also nice and flat, so they can easily get out of this vehicle. So in terms of ingress and egress, I don't think this is too much of a problem. For an SUV, this is as easy as it gets. For a hardcore SUV which is properly off-road capable, no problem at all. Now come up close to the driver's seat and have a look. The driver's seat is powered. You get electric operation for adjustment on the driver's seat. You don't get this on the front passenger side, only available for the driver. On the door pad, have a look at this. This is soft touch material. You can rest your hand like this, nice and flat. Over here you have this grabbing point. But this section over here, this is not too wide, so those who have big hands, big palms, they will think that this is a little bit too tight. Your tweeter over here with Harman Kardon branding, chrome controls for opening the door and locking the doors, your standard controls on the driver door trim. Now this is soft touch material with contrast stitching, but this textured panel over here, this is hard plastic. This panel over here where your elbow would rest, this is soft touch material, gloss trim, dark grey or silver, whatever you'd like to call it. This trim over here, Everything else is hard plastic. The speaker over here on the door pad, again Harman Kardon branding over here. And then have a look at this. You also have a bottle holder, and this bottle are rocks, built specifically. I hope that these are sold to you as accessories. Again, have a look at this, how your door is attached to the main body, and you have these hinges too. So I am assuming that you can get the doors off this Thar Roxx and drive it doorless if you would wish to do that. Now let me get in the back seat. This is where your door opening handle is. I'm not a fan of this. I think the door handle could have been here, but then it is what it is. Mahindra thinks this looks cool, so be it. It is their vehicle, their design. The rear door opens wider than the front door, and because of this, ingress and egress is going to be a bit easier. Just have a look at this. First, I'm going to park my smartphone over here because the rear door pad is only good enough, I guess, for a smartphone. It is very, very, small. Again, on the rear door pad, you have this soft touch material. Again, this section is flat, so you can maybe rest your hands over here. Soft touch material over here too. Hard plastic for this textured panel. Gloss black, power window button, chrome accents, grey finish for your grabbing point to open and close the door. And then lower down, you have this Harman Kardon branding for your speaker. You get a 9-speaker sound system with this vehicle. And Mahindra is boasting that this is probably best in class. But we haven't gotten the chance to listen to music because we are churning out content for you. Now, when I want to get inside, check this out. Did it look easy or did it look tough? Getting out, check this out. So you can make good use of that side step, and to get in and out, I think there is reasonable room. Now, this driver seat, I have adjusted it for my height, for my driving style. This is the amount of legroom that is available, and there is reasonable foot room too. This seat is at its lowest seat setting, and even with such big shoes, I can slide my feet below the front seat. So this is not bad at all. Have a look at the thigh support. It is in adequate quantity, but if you are taller, maybe you will feel that the thigh support is a bit lacking. I wish that this section was a little bit more contoured to give you better thigh support, but then it is what it is. But the good thing is that the seat bench is nice and flat, not too much of side bolstering. Even the seat back is relatively flat, so you can make use of the entire seat space for you, the passenger. You are not pushed inwards, you can actually push outwards towards the doors inside in this Thar Roxx. Now first, let us get done with the rear cabin of this Mahindra Thar Roxx, because this is very, very important. This is the whole purpose of this Thar Roxx, and just have a look at the amount of space. Just see how nice and airy it looks and feels inside the cabin. It feels very, very spacious. And for my height of 5 feet 8 inches, very good headroom that is available. I showed you the legroom and foot room, and just have a look at this, a flat floor. This is very, very convenient. I will show that to you in just a few minutes. Over here you will notice you get 2 AC vents, which you can completely shut off if you feel like. You have another spot over here to park your smartphone, and you have a Type-C charging point over here. Behind both the front seats, you have seat back pockets, and also you have a smartphone pocket over here. So this is also very, very convenient in this Mahindra Thar Roxx. Now have a look at this seat back. 2 adjustable headrests at either ends, and this is a fixed headrest for the third passenger in the back seat. For the third passenger, you have 3-point seat belts, so this is also a good safety feature to have. This armrest has 2 cup holders, so this is also going to offer that bit of practicality. Now, if I have to sit over here as the third passenger in this Thar Roxx, first have a look at this floor section. Flat, shoe size 9, a lot of space for me to move my feet over here. Because of this, I will not feel cramped at all. Have a look at this headrest, ideal in terms of support and safety, so very comfortable. I'm glad this is offered. Have a look at the headroom. no compromise at all. And yesterday when the vehicle was unveiled, we were 3 people over here in the back seat of this Thar Roxx, and all of us were comfortable. We did not complain in terms of space at all. So this is definitely good to accommodate adults as well. So this Thar Roxx, when they say that it is a 5-seater, 5 people can surely be seated over here. And for kids, this is going to be no problem at all. You will notice that the seat is relatively flat, not too much of an elevation. Even the seat back, it doesn't have too much of stuff protruding over here, especially in the center area. And this seat back, by the way, let me show this to you. It offers a 60-40 split, so you get varying recline angles. So let me show this to you here. So this seat back is at its first locking position, the most upright locking position, and now this is evenly matched. And check this out, if I recline this seat, this is how further back I can recline this, and I can have a nice nap in the cabin of this Mahindra Thar Roxx. And when I recline this, there is a good sense of space over here too, and this large dual pane panoramic sunroof, it just makes your drive so much more pleasurable and so much more special. Now in terms of the sense of space and the light and airiness of the cabin, you will notice that the roof liner is also in this light ivory shade. It is very difficult to maintain. It is already stained during our media drive, so you will have to ensure that only clean people get in your vehicle. You have a retractable grab handle, you have a coat hook, you have LED cabin lamps, and then just have a look at this dual pane panoramic sunroof. It extends all the way over your head and beyond. If you sit in the most upright seating position, the sunroof has extended way behind you, way beyond you, and when you recline the seat, it just feels so good. If I open up the sunroof, check this out. This is how it opens up, and check this out. Really nice and wide, really large. So this is going to let a lot of light to come inside the cabin. The cabin is already light, so this will just make it feel more roomy. But do you like sunroofs as a feature? You let us know in the comments below. You also have a retractable sun blind, of course, so once you close the sunroof, you can close that blind too, and you can keep the ambient temperature more pleasing over here in this Thar Roxx. When you look at this rear seat, just have a look at this nice perforated leatherette seat upholstery. You have this stitching over here, not in a very contrasting shade, but this seat perforation looks nice, and the seat feels good to touch as well. It feels nice, well put together, and doesn't look and feel cheap at all. 3-point seat belts like I showed you, and you also get ISOFIX mounts for child seats over here in this Thar Roxx. And now let me show you, check this out. It is so easy to move from this side of the rear seat to the other end, because like I mentioned, the floor is flat. And now when I'm over here, this seat, I have pushed it all the way forward. So if you are going to buy the Mahindra Thar Roxx, if you are going to make use of this vehicle as a chauffeur driven car, this is the maximum amount of legroom that is available. This is the maximum amount of footroom that is available. In this scenario, I have decent thigh support because I have my legs extended all the way. And when I recline this seat, this feels fantastic. For the price, this is great. For comparison, what other cars are available in this price tag. No other SUV can match this Mahindra Thar Roxx in terms of being an authentic SUV which is off-road capable, offering so much space, offering so many features with level 2 ADAS. So this is hard to beat, and Mahindra surely has a winner, and there is going to be a long waiting list for this car. You have a grab handle over here too, so if you want to use this while getting in and out, you can do that. And like I mentioned, you have this side step too, and even in the rear seat, if you want to click a nice photo, the door opens wide, almost 90 degrees I guess, and looks good, doesn't it? Now little things to tuck in your seat belt neatly. Check this out, you have this point over here, so looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now before I get in the front cabin of this Mahindra Thar Roxx, let me show you the amount of boot space that is available. This is how the tailgate opens. It is in a split fashion. So this is how the lower half of the tailgate will open. So if you have parked it in reverse, you will have to move it forward a little to access the tailgate because this has to open up so wide. After that, you can lift this glass section up, hydraulically assisted, and this is the amount of boot space that is available. A lot of people complained with the 3-door Mahindra Thar that the boot space was non-existent. Now there is phenomenal space for passengers, 3 passengers in the back seat, and great space for all of their luggage too. Just have a look at this. Over here in the cabin, you have this 12-volt charging socket. So maybe you can carry a portable refrigerator too. This is your subwoofer, your Harman Kardon subwoofer. And then have a look at this section. You have your LED cabin lamp over here. Very thoughtful that it is up top because then you get a good illumination of this cabin space. When it is at one end, you know, the light is thrown only in that particular area. So this I think is useful. I don't know if it is bright enough. I haven't tested it at night. But then over here in this carpet area, you have your toolkit very nicely tucked in. And then you will notice you have plenty of these luggage hooks. They are over here on the floor and over here too on the sides over here in the boot. So you can store your luggage very nicely. Just stay over here. I'm going to very quickly fold the rear seats. So when I do that, just have a look at this. This is the 60-40 split that you get if you want to carry more luggage. Right now, in this scenario, you can be 3 people in this Thar Roxx and access so much of luggage carrying capacity. And I think this should be good enough. If you come inside that section, you will notice that on the roof liner, you have your Harman Kardon speakers. So you get 9 speaker setup, and this positioning I think is going to be really good for acoustics. And they are very nicely tucked in. They are very nicely positioned too, in my opinion. It is very easy to, fold these seats, but they do not tumble fold. They only fold this way. They do not tumble at all. So this is the amount of space that you get for luggage carrying capacity in this Mahindra Thar Roxx. And right now, what you see, the luggage space in this boot area, this is when the rear seat is at its most reclined position. Now, have a look at this. When you want to close the tailgate, you first have to push the glass section down, because if you first close the bottom half, you will then not be able to close this glass section because you can't do that. Your spare wheel is going to restrict that movement. Close this first. You have your rear, wiper over here, and then on this door panel, also you have this door opening lever. If at all, someone wants to access this, and slam it shut. So now let's get into the front cabin of this Mahindra Thar Roxx, and let me tell you if this is luxurious enough. Now that I am in the driver's seat, check this out. This is the amount of headroom that is available. I am at the lowest seat setting, and then the steering wheel, this is adjustable for tilt only, no telescopic adjustment. Like I showed you before, you have this grabbing handle. Everything is in your reach in terms of ergonomics. I can very easily access the extreme ends of this touchscreen infotainment too. I will show all of this to you in detail very soon. Then you have this armrest which slides to offer you better comfort and convenience. But this section doesn't slide. I tried it, it doesn't. This is a fixed point. And over here you will notice that there is a cubby hole, so you can store some extra oddities over here. Now I don't know if this is stuck because Mahindra said that it does slide, but it is not on this particular unit. Then over here, just have a look at this. You have your electric park brake, you have your auto hold functionality, and here you have 2 cup holders where I am leaving the key of this Mahindra Thar Roxx. Now have a look at the seat. The front seats get seat ventilation, and because of that you are getting this perforated leatherette seat cover. Light shade, very light color, and just have a look at this, it is already stained. So yes, because of that leatherette material, It is going to be easy to just wipe off the dust and dirt, but the dust and dirt will show very easily because the color is so light. You have the Thar branding over here on the seat. Again, it looks quite nice, good, support, good, bolstering for lateral support too. And the seat, for my body type, it feels nice and it is not too tight. It is accommodating. So even if you are more healthier than me, this seat will not feel too cramped for you. Now speaking about other functionality, this sun visor, check this out. You can extend it, but still it doesn't extend all the way. But nevertheless, Mahindra thought about it. Over here on the driver's side, you get a vanity mirror along with illumination, and the illumination is automatic. Very nice. On the passenger side, again you have this vanity mirror on this sun visor along with illumination, which is automatic. Very nice. Over here on this roof console, you have LED cabin lamps and theater dimming kind of feel to it. Here you have your controls for the sunshade for the sunroof, and this is your primary sunroof controller. The plastic feels good. To touch, it could have been better, but it is not too bad. Then you have this frameless auto dimming IRVM. Beautiful looking. I really like it. Gives a sense of premiumness in the cabin every time you look at it. Behind this, you will notice this console is for your ADAS camera module and your automatic headlamp controllers and your rain sensing wipers too. This is where the FASTag has been mounted, so this is a good idea for you. And now have a look at this dashboard. First, look at the glass section. Not too big, but still in terms of visibility, no problem at all. Typical SUV like visibility, and even at the lowest seat setting, I have a good view of the bonnet shut line. On the dashboard top, here you are getting soft touch material with contrast stitching. Over here though, it is hard plastic. For the AC vent surrounds, you are getting a gloss black finish with some chrome accents, and you can adjust the airflow and you can switch it off too if you feel like. You have a grabbing handle over here for your front passenger if you go off-roading, and if they want to feel secure, they can hold on to this. Look at this plate, very important. This is a proudly made in India SUV, Mahindra Thar Roxx. You have your serial number and made with pride, and even I am proud that this vehicle is just so good and it is made in India and it is such a desirable product. Now also have a look at this glove box. Decent sized cooled glove box, but I wish that it was wider because there is depth but the width is limited, so it is what it is. And now have a look at this center console. Flat design for this touch screen infotainment console. Nothing overdone, no gloss panels over here. This touch screen infotainment, it has wireless connection for Android Auto, wired connection for Apple CarPlay. It comes with Alexa connectivity, and thanks to Adrenox, you also have plenty of connected car features available with this Mahindra Thar Roxx. Over here, you will also notice that your climate control settings are seen on the touchscreen infotainment, and you can operate it from here. Even the seat ventilation is shown here. I am tapping it, but it doesn't work from here. You have a separate button for it. So again, coming back to this point, the touchscreen is very good, very fluid response, and you will really like it. There is a lot of functionality that it offers, and because this is a Thar, because this is an off-road vehicle, you also have these adventure stats. So check this out: engine performance, trip and weather, speedo and tacho. Then over here you have compass and altimeter, G-force, you have roll and pitch, you have tire direction, and over here, check this out, so much information. You also have a lap timer, and then you can custom adjust the stats that you want to look at when you're driving this Mahindra Thar Roxx. So overall, a lot of information that is shown to you, and I am happy that there is a conventional volume rocker so that you can very quickly turn the volume down or up. All these buttons are very good to use, of good size, so they are very easy to operate. This is your camera button to activate the 360-degree camera of this Mahindra Thar Roxx, and check this out, it comes to life easily. You can also take a photo and you can get this kind of a display over here, and check this out, you can get multiple angles. This 3D display also, this is a top angle, this is another top angle, but for the rear, this is your right side, this is your left side. Why isn't it working? Okay, it does. And then this is only rear. Again, check this out, 3D view, front top view, rear top view. Then you have a lot of settings over here as well, so you can make any of these changes, and a good touchscreen infotainment, and the quality is great. So when you engage reverse gear, the view that you get is very, very good. Just have a look at the sky. This is the front camera right now. When we were driving it in top sun, like in sunny conditions, the sky looked as good as it would look on an iPhone screen. So I mean, the cameras are doing a fine job, a fantastic job. Over here, for this infotainment, I have no complaints, and there are multiple other applications too. Then have a look at these AC controls, round circular AC controls, fake carbon fiber finish, plastic panel over here. I don't have any problem. I would actually prefer this to be a plastic rather than gloss black. This is your automatic climate control panel, no dual zone climate control. And then you have these hotkeys over here. So first, check this button out. This is for your seat ventilation. Check this out on the infotainment. As soon as you tap that button, you have 3 levels of seat ventilation, and it instantly comes to life. You can feel it on your back and your bottom immediately. Next to that, this is your button for your diff lock. Then this button over here, check this out, is for your terrain modes. You have 4 terrain modes: normal, snow, mud and sand. Then you have your hazard light button over here. This is for your airbag. This is for your airbag on and off. I mean, whatever you would like to do. I wouldn't, fiddle around with these at all. This is for your seat ventilation on the passenger side. So this button is very handy, and the effectiveness of this seat ventilation is very, very strong and very, very comforting. Now below this entire panel, you have a wireless charging pad. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and check this out, fits in over here perfectly, no problem at all, and it has started to charge. You have a USB-A charging point, you have a USB Type-C charging point, and then have a look at this console, this particular console. We have the diesel manual variant with us today, and the gear throws are medium. This console could have been more, seamless, more smooth. It doesn't feel too notchy, but it is slightly notchy, I would say. But it is what it is. You have some chrome accents over here. You have it nicely leather wrapped, and this is your controller for your 4x4. So you have 2 high, 4 high and 4 low gear ratios with this Mahindra Thar Roxx. This entire console, it is very nicely done. It is very neatly done. It doesn't look ugly or ungainly at all. Nothing is falling apart in this vehicle. And then I have already shown you this particular console here. Now have a look at this steering wheel of the right size appropriate for the vehicle. You get a nice flat bottom design. This section is not in gloss black. These buttons, I really like it. On some variants you will have it on the top trims, but I really like this matte plastic kind of a finish. It is just easier to clean in my opinion, and it doesn't show too much of thumb impressions, fingerprints. On the right hand side you have your controls for your cruise control and for other functionality of your MID. On the left hand side you have controls for your infotainment, for your volume rocker and for your different media modes. You have your Mahindra logo over here, and then just have a look at this wheel. There is no contrast stitching over here, but it is nice and soft to hold on to, feels luxurious. and you have thumb contours as well, and you have some grey finish over here as well. Overall, the steering wheel looks quite nice and I have no complaints. Now, when you look at this side, you will notice this is your controller for your headlamps. You get automatic headlamps, and then on the left you have your wiper control. You also get rain sensing wipers. Then over here on the right hand side of the steering wheel, you will notice you have plenty of other controls, and they are also very easy to access. And here, this is your engine start stop button. Oddly placed, some might say. I am okay with this. It is on the steering column and it is easy to reach actually. On the right hand side again, now this is a very small section, but this also is soft touch material. So Mahindra has not cut it short. This also is soft touch material. This grab handle, there is no soft touch material over here. And if you're going out on a long drive, if you wish that you want to relax a little, you can rest your hand over here on this door frame. So very nice, typical SUV design style, and I really like it. Now what is left? The speedometer cluster. You get a full digital speedometer cluster, color display, looks quite nice. And what I want to show you here is that you get multiple layouts over here. So keep looking at this, okay? So this is now at display layout information. Let's go to minimal. Now this is the minimal display. Let us change this again. Let us go to display layout. I'm going to now switch it to normal mode. So this is the display layout when you switch to normal. Now let us change it again. And this is information. Alright, so just to show you one more time, there are three layouts which are information, minimal and normal. Very easy to toggle between all of this. Now have a look at this, MID section. So you have your drive info, fuel info, vehicle info, navigation, driver assistance, display layout, settings and alerts displayed. In drive info, you have your trip information, trip A, trip B, a clock, and that's it. When you move to the next control, in fuel info, you have your fuel economy displayed over here along with range. Then you also have your DEF level displayed to you, and your EcoSense meter, which gives you a score of how you have been driving your Thar Roxx. Then next, vehicle info. When you open this up, your TPMS, PSI, tire temperature, power and torque figures. So check this out. When you accelerate, it will give you a feed displayed over here, how much power and torque you are using, your four-wheel drive power distribution, roll and pitch, compass and altimeter. So quite informative, isn't it? Then you can go to navigation mode and check this out. You will have your maps displayed over here. This is very nice, very useful. And then you have your driver assistance features displayed to you over here. Then you have your display layout, and then you can go to settings. So over here you have a lot of information for your driver assistance. Check this out. For AEB, for lane keep assist, for high beam assist, for traffic sign recognition, and then for your AFE auto reset, for your passenger airbag, for blind view monitoring, for TPMS, tire fill assist, and for your sounds, your clock and factory reset. So all of these settings are also very easy to access from these set of controls. This display, this speedometer cluster, I think is good enough, and I think it looks sporty and luxurious enough. On this speedometer cluster, for your safety, check this out. You also have this display which gives you an idea of where the wheels are pointing. So every time you park your vehicle or once you get inside, it tells you to straighten up the wheels so that you can drive safely and securely. So that is it, guys. That is all that I want to tell you about the 2024 Mahindra Thar Roxx, a 5-door, 5-seater SUV. which is based on the 3-door Thar, but it is now much more practical. It is going to welcome your family. But would you like to buy it? You let us know in the comments below. Do check out the other content pieces which we have uploaded about this Mahindra Thar Roxx. Let us know your thoughts. Ask us if you have any other questions, and I will see you soon in another video.